Good day, my friend. Welcome to this penultimate live show of Lionel Nation in the year 2023. This is where I don't want to say look back, we look ahead and then look kind of sideways and askance as to what is happening here. I first of all welcome you, ask you, of course, to subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell. And by the way, who is new here? If we ever have any new folks, new people, new um, uh, members of our group, come forward and join the fray. What do I try to do different? Let me explain. My background is talk radio. I love having individuals here like Ant and Zero and Had Matter, D Staff, Tony. Everybody's here, the usual suspects. And I like them because as I speak, I can ask you later on to go back because this is live. This is 8 a.m., roughly 8:06 Eastern Time, December the 31st, on a Sunday. And I'm so confused. This is the last day of the year, as you know. And live streaming should mean a reference to the live, not merely somebody who says, "Hey, thanks for the super chat," which are very nice, by the way. Don't forget that. Nothing says you love a creator more than to contribute. Nothing does. And you have been more than generous. Keep that generosity coming. But I like to interchange. The only thing I ask, the only thing, and I truly, truly believe this, I want this to be a free form of free speech. The only thing I will not countenance, the only thing I will not allow is abusive talk, meanness. There are people who come out of nowhere and they're angry and they throw off the tenor of the conviviality. I won't have that. You say whatever you want. I don't care one way or the other. Just show courtesy. That's all. Don't call people stupid or whatever. No, I mean people in Washington. But that's why we do things that are different. That's the thing that's important. That's why. Okay? That's the most important part. And we have all kinds of people, wonderful people who are smart, people who are not so smart, people who are circumspect, people who are loud and boisterous and rude and discourteous. But that's the way things go. So, first, I say to you, Happy New Year, the way we say Happy New Year. I don't know what. Was 2023 that bad? Yes or no? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Quick vote. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Come on. Let's interact. And I want individuals listening to this live, maybe you're in your car, maybe you're walking, later to go back and review the live feed, which is so critical. Look at that. We've got Lizzie Solak. She's the heart, the spirit, the soul. She's the den mother. She's the, was it bad? Yes. Patricia, Dave, Eric, a series of ones. By the way, Eric Thaddeus Walters is our man in Rome, our academician, our prelate, our pate, our genius who keeps us up to date with all things Bergoglio. Aunt Massey, Hillbilly. Look at this. They're all here. Edge says it depends. Thank you for this. You know what the answer is? 1. Very good. Not 1. Tony says 1. Do you know that in New York City, in Hell's Kitchen, where Lincoln Center is, that area used to be called, in Hell's Kitchen, used to be called San Juan Hill. That particular area. That's the pronunciation. Incorrect, but nonetheless, that's a very big New York thing. San Juan Hill. Now, the answer is that I set the scene. Who remembers good things about a year? No one. We are negative by contrast. Do you know that after the first Gulf War, George Herbert Walker Bush's favorability ratings were 91%. Did you hear what I just said? 91%. D-Staff said people should ease up a life and chill. Absolutely, to an extent. This is important. I want to give you not necessarily information, but tools by which to analyze things. I'm going to give you analogies to the point where you're going to say, my God, is this another analogy? Yes, it's an analogy. Yes, it is. It is an analogy. Okay, so get ready. I've got plenty of great stuff to talk about. Again, let me ask you, please, subscribe. We get new subscribers, and then we have people who just jump off. I don't know why. I say, what would possibly make somebody subscribe and then unsubscribe? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's me. What am I going to, I don't know what to tell you. But in any event, dear friends, I tell you this much, and I want you to listen very, very carefully. As you know, throughout the year, I have told you there are some things I believe in. Absolutely believe in. One of them is learn from the past, preparedness, understand what is happening. Always think ahead. Always think ahead. Prepare yourself for a variety of things that we need to look at right now. Now, more important than anything else, I ask you the following. Please, dear friend, I ask you more than anything else. In the event when the black swan event hits, whatever this is, you must know and you must understand, you must grasp the notion that preparation, especially regarding food, water, and energy, is important. Coming up in 2024, we got some great new products, great new sponsors for energy and generators. We'll get to that later. But in the meantime, listen to this very critical word with the best introductory offer ever from preparewithlionel.com. They can't handle the truth, but you can. The truth is the clowns running this joint live for chaos. And many of our problems could be solved overnight, but they let them be. Destruction fuels them. If you can handle that truth, you need to visit my website, preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com. You'll get $60 off a much needed 4-week emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. The country's largest preparedness company, My Patriot Supply, is your fighting chance at survival. Sealed inside rugged packaging, these delicious meals last up to 25 years and provide over 2,000 calories a day. Think about that. Eat right in emergencies with this 4-week food kit from My Patriot Supplies. At this low price, you can get one for everyone in your family. Visit preparewithlionel.com. Write this down. Commit it to memory. Preparewithlionel.com. Order by 3 p.m. for free same-day shipping. Prepare right now at preparewithlionel.com. One more time. Preparewithlionel.com before total chaos ensues. I don't know who Sue is or a boy named Sue, but let me remind you also, this is very, very critical, very, very critical. On February the 3rd, this is a true story. The other day, I'm getting my hair sheared. I'm talking to somebody. I'm walking in. I see a friend of mine. He said, "Listen, can I ask you a question?" And I got one of these things like, "What's going on?" I said, "Yeah. Listen, my son wants to go to your show on the cutting room." I said, "That's great. How old's your son?" 11. I said, "Great. Absolutely. Nothing blue, nothing nothing you're not going to hear on a playground. It's not infantilized." But I wanted to stop and say, "Your son wants to go and hear this?" Yes. My heart leapt. I'm not kidding you. This is not a, by the way, this is the link. This is not just one of these stories that people say. You know how politicians say, "And I was in East Panasofsky, West Virginia, when a veteran came up to me and said, 'Senator Kennedy,'" it never happened. You know, these stories never happen. So this actually did happen. It made me realize one of my dreams is to completely destroy the informational system that we know, number one. Replace it with young people who are open-minded, where we teach them how to think on their own, not indoctrinate, not tell them Israel versus Palestine. Tell them how to figure it out. How to figure it out. If I had kids right now, I wouldn't say who's right or who's wrong regarding Palestine. I'm going to say, here's what both sides are saying. You see, that's the beautiful part. See, I'm a chef kind of like by not by nature, but I just love cooking, and I would love to know what chefs do. And I swear to God, I could take, let's say, a mother or a grandmother from Sicily, from Riyadh, from Gaza, from India, from Mexico, from wherever it is. And I could all start off with the following. Ready? We're going to make something. And what would they do? They'd probably have some kind of an oil, maybe olive oil, maybe lard, maybe tallow, maybe something, oil, and onions, right? Everybody, who does that? Sicilians, Mexicans, Middle Eastern, African. Okay, then you might say maybe there's a mirepoix, maybe there's a little celery, maybe there's some green peppers, but it basically starts off, and they look almost identical when they start off, and then it's off to the races. The Indian mother will have her spice kit. It's like you're gonna have coriander, and then we're gonna get it different. But the point is, actual thought starts off the same. Actual thought starts off the same. Do you hear what I'm saying? It starts off identically the same. Virtually identically the same. Virtually the same identically. Does that make sense to you? Virtually the same. Okay. Now we're going to start off with this year. This year is going to be wonderful. So the first question for you to understand is, was 2023 that bad? Not really. Compared to what? Compared to what? Why would it be worse than anything else? Why? What would be the purpose behind it? Is it really that bad? I don't know. If you think so. If you think so, maybe. Maybe, I guess. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I don't even know what to tell you. I will tell you where I think things are going, and I will tell you the way I think we need to do. The event of 2023 is very simply one event and one event only. October the 7th. That changed everything. October the 7th was the event that changed everything. 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 And the event was so, I don't know what you want to call it. What's the name of that game, honey, where you pull the plug out, you pull the little, huh? Jenga, yeah, where you pull that thing out, and or sometimes it's funny when you go to they used to have these. I used to love to go to when I was a store, when I was a store, when I was in the store with my mother, she's pushing me. I was a little kid in a basket, and I come up and they have these oranges and these pyramidal, wonderful, whatever. And I would think to myself, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. Look at this thing. Look at this. This one little pull of one orange, one, you pull it out, it may not bring anything down. I don't know. Because the allocation of the distribution of weight and gravity might be one of those ones. You understand, Angelica. You understand, Aunt Liz. One particular issue may not be but one over here, seemingly innocuous, will bring the whole thing down. That's what it is. October the 7th was that event. Because the repercussions of this are mind-boggling, and people are not in the position to understand this. Let me give you a few things here. I think this is kind of interesting. They had this, I looked at this. And by the way, whatever you see, year in review, ask yourself, what year in review? What year in review? Here's something. This is from the New York Post. Year in review in pictures. Don't you love this? The photos that captured the year. How about this photo? Remember this guy, Brian Kohlberger? This was in January the 3rd, the beginning of last year. He was, of course, he killed the University of Idaho students. Remember that guy? That's a very interesting story. Sort of. I don't know, because that's more of a mass murder. He's not really a serial killer. But anyway, that's where it started off. It's like, oh, yeah. Remember that fellow Jeremy Renner? Remember the actor? Right off the bat, January 3rd, I think right off the bat, boom, he was hit by a snowplow. Then here is the picture, the dead picture of Pope Benedict Ratzenberger, January 2nd, laid out in that creepy death thing. Remember that? This was January. Then, of course, it was Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker of the House. Remember, January the 7th, he was elected on January the 7th. What a waste of time. What the hell was that all about? Then, you will never understand this, but Harry, Prince Harry, his book Spare. Remember that? Spare. You will never understand the aspect and the criticality of Harry. Then, in January, Italy's most wanted, Matteo Messina Denaro. This was the mafia boss who had that kind of eye, that kind of little cockeye, a little bit of a strabismic. This guy, he was there for decades on the run in this little boy, kept it quiet. Those guys, remember Provenzano, who was under, I think, Totorina. Those Americans couldn't do it because we got John Gotti and all these other people, big, loud, and they have to be in Sicily or in Italy, I should say, because you have different. You have the 'Ndrangheta, which is, by the way, 'Ndrangheta is not the Camorra, they're number one Camorra, and the regular mafia. Those are. They have a level of sophistication and lethality that America doesn't have. Okay, but they got that one. That was a good one. Then we got some other stuff too. Oh, you see all of these attacks. How about this? February 3rd, the white Chinese surveillance balloon. Remember that one? Whatever happened with that? We don't know. What do you mean we don't know? We don't know. It just went away. Then, interesting, Norfolk Southern Freight, East Palestine, February the 3rd. Karine Jean-Pierre responds, ready for this, responds, the President Trump, President President Biden has yet to go. Ibrahim, ladies and gentlemen, gifted 10 Lionel Nation memberships. Thank you, dear friend. Please join the army. Ibrahim, thank you so much. Dear and gracious and glorious and loyal member of the cadre. Thank you. Then we had February, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the biggest disappointment, the biggest nothing who ever has walked the halls of Congress. Much ado about nothing. Big mouth. Bumper sticker Republican. A waste of my time. Okay. How about this? Remember the 7.8 earthquake in Turkey? Mark my words, dear friends. Mark my words. Listen to me when I tell you this. Listen to me. One of these days, you're going to be able to harness Tesla waves, and you're going to be able to see actual earthquakes repositioned, reformulated, reimagined, and the like. Mark my words, dear friend. Think I'm kidding? Think I'm kidding? Absolutely not. How about this one? Remember this one, honey? March the 10th. Silicon Valley Bank. Remember that one? This bank just shut down. Remember that? It's just going to end. It's just going to end. I don't know. It just going to, what happened? I don't know. It just kind of went, I don't know. What's that, Shaggy? Whatever the dog is. Not Shaggy. Who's that dog? Go, I'm not a big cartoon historian, so. Then, moving down the line, ladies and gentlemen, 2023 was an event which you do not understand. You will never understand it because it is part and parcel of who you are to deny this. This was the elevation, the apotheosis, the divination, the elevation, dare I say, of, lo and behold, you ready for this? Taylor Swift. Ibrahim 10 Lionel Nation memberships. Thank you. Please avail yourselves of them, children. Avail yourselves of them. Thank you. Join this. By the way, this year we're going to have private messages, special coded videos just for members in a language that only you will understand, using the West African clicking noise. Taylor Swift did something that nobody's ever done. Now, here's something. This was in May of last year. You might not remember this. Shalene Rodriguez. This was an unhinged Manhattan college professor who went viral for cursing out anti-abortion students and held a machete to a New York Post throat. Remember that one? Whatever happened to her? I don't know. March, riot police in France are struck by fireworks, violent clashes over the government's reform of the pension system. Fight those French, those goddamn it. What do we do in this country? We don't march. Pro-Palestinians do. Atpor-esque does. Groups of people who are perhaps, most probably, agents provocateurs, but nonetheless. Remember that terrible Covenant School shooting in Nashville in March? How do you stop school shootings? Simple. Anybody want to hear about school shootings? Anybody want to hear? Anybody want to hear this? Anybody? Number one, we secure schools like we do Costco. Anybody been to Costco? You go in. You got one door. You go in this door. You want to leave? You got to go through that door. That's it. Costco. Now, granted, they have these people who aren't necessarily the most adept, I think, at spotting all kinds of, but nonetheless, they're there and they're doing their thing and they're standing there and they're okay, fine. You understand? You got what's going on? Do you understand what's happening? Let me see if I can explain this to you again, dear friend. Let me see if I can put this into perspective. Let me see if I can. We have schools. You can't get into a school. You want to have metal detectors? Fine. Each school has one. Count them. Just one. Retired, off-duty, active duty, armed, not teachers, not Mrs. Canfield with a Walther PPKS in her underwear. No. We have people who were there, and we have these people who show up and they say, there's a coward. There's one entrance. You want to come in? It's this way. No windows, no doors, nothing allowed open. Nothing. Locked. One entrance, that one. And you got to go through that guy. And he stands there. And he's not officer friendly. He doesn't like the kids. He doesn't talk to them. He's there heavily armed. And he can take you out. And you know what happens? Lunatics, who again by definition are what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? Lunatics who are themselves cowards will go the other way. Ladies and gentlemen, George Keane says, whatever happened to the French Yellow Jackets? Yes, Yellow Vests, by the way. Yellow Jackets were a great jazz band of the 80s. The Yellow Jackets. Did I see the last of them at the cutting room with Lionel? Yes, also thoughts of DOJ dropping charges with SBF. Well, my friends, does that in any way surprise you? Does that charge you? Does that Bankman-Fried was found guilty of 7 counts of fraud and faced the possibility of he will be facing a second trial on remaining. Do you think that he is going to somehow just get away? No. Do you think that Samuel Bankman-Fried is going to? No. Is he going to just walk away? No. Is he going to just, no. Well, isn't he going to, no. You mean to tell me he's not? No. Are they going to teach him a lesson? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, absolutely. Because what he did was so stupid, George Keane. He basically he risked everybody else. He risked his fellow uh you know, crypto people, irrespective of how much money he gave. Oh, no, no, no. People like the Bitcoiners and others say, no, no, you teach him a lesson. We have to abide by the rules. Okay, now the question is, I think you should ask is, should there be a clawback? Should they go back and remove, dare I say, have forced the return of these monies? Very good question. Very good question indeed. Remember the big trial with Gwyneth Paltrow? Remember this? A ski collision. They decided that she wasn't at fault. I don't know why that just kind of interests me. I just saw this. Then you saw in April Joe Tacopina, who looks, Joe Tapioca, as a friend of mine calls him, who looks completely unrecognizable by virtue of the plastic surgery to his eyes. He has that Simon Cowell look. Why men do this or women, I have no idea. But he appeared in court for the arraignment. This was the first. This is a Manhattan grand jury brought by Alvin Bragg regarding hush money paid to porn chanteuse and skank Dusty Saddles, or whatever her name is, Stormy Daniels. Remember that one? That's the worst of the worst of the worst. Period. Now let's go down. Here's something interesting. You may not recognize this, but this was a very important moment in April of last year. The FDNY deploys a robot dog into the rubble of a lower Manhattan garage that collapsed to look for survivors and assesses it. And he kind of walks in, on all fours. Why do you think it does that? Well, first of all, because of mobility, but also the uncanny valley to make sure you understand what's going on. Then Edwin Castro, you know who that is? April the 5th, he claimed it. He was the record-breaking $2 billion Powerball jackpot winner. How many of you, dear friends, play a form of lottery every week on a regular basis? Not occasionally, but how many of you play your thing? How many? Just curious. I do. Ibrahim, ladies and gentlemen, says, imagine a gift memberships that can benefit Lionel and the viewers and hopefully over time bring awareness of the Western communities. I thank you for your dedication, of which I have never seen before. Thank you very much. That is the most beautiful thing in the world that you've ever said. Thank you. I have a crazed belief that I can get people to come forward and, I don't know, reacquaint them, refocus, reconnect them with critical thinking. So I thank you for those kind words. By the way, do you believe that lotteries are gambling? I don't. I can't gamble. I can't go to I can't play slot machines. We were in a cruise. Remember the lady on the cruise? This woman, she was like shaking. She says, "My husband doesn't know I'm gambling. I can't stop." The reason why I don't have any, I don't. Men love to pretend that they know things. Ibrahim, thank you again, my friend. An incredibly beautiful man. Thank you so much. I believe I'm assuming you are a masculine type, as Luca Brasi would say. I'm assuming. Thank you. Grazie mille for your kindness. I thank you for that. I have never, ever found myself interested in that, and not because I'm morally superior. Well, maybe I am, but not because of that. I just don't particularly care for that. Men love to pretend like they're James Bond, like they're. I know how to do this. I can play Texas. Remember the days of Amarillo Slim and Doyle Harvey. What's his name? The great Brunson. They would sit there with a cowboy hat and they would talk, hey, how y'all doing? Now they wear hoodies and they look like the Unabomber. That's no fun. But every week I have my list. I go in, I see my buddy from Yemen at the little smoke shop. I say, hi, do you do? I give him my thing. I went up, put him in the wallet, and that's it. And that's my gambling. I've never done a scratch off ever. Done a few scratch and sniffs, but that's another story, and I'd rather not get into that. I've never done a scratch off. Never. Look at Gina says, Happy New Year from Vermont. Moonlight in Vermont. Thank you. Let's go back to this year. Anyway, this guy won $2 billion. $2 billion. How about this one? May of last year, Jordan Neely. Remember that name? Jordan Neely was a 30-year-old homeless black man who was demented, who was placed in not a chokehold, but in a restraint by Daniel Penny, the 24-year-old former Marine. Whatever happened to that case? Daniel Penny? Is that thing scheduled for trial anytime? He pled not guilty. I mean, now, by the way, I think that was stupid for him to do that. I think there was, that's still pending, I believe. That was a stupid thing to do. Stupid. No. Stupid. But at least he tried. But to put somebody in that, no. And they're going limp like that, no. See, that's that choke mentality. That's that Zuckerberg. Hey. In the old days, people would be in bars like, why you? Today, they want to get behind you, as Sean Hannity would do, the rear naked choke. I'll never forget, as long as I live, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, watching Fox News for reasons I shan't understand. Oh, I know what it was. It was about Epstein. And Michael Baden, the premier forensic pathologist, who was on, who was explaining about karate, and Sean had to explain, because he is an expert in the ultimate fighting and mixed martial arts, that he knows what a rear naked choke, whatever is, and he had to show you. Oh, I know this. Meanwhile, the expert's sitting there like this, wondering, what the hell did I come here for? Remember Ed Sheeran in May? There was a copyright lawsuit. And then, honey, as you know, May the 6th, it was wonderful. King Chuck and Queen Camilla waved to crowds at the coronation. Did you hear him talk about this complete horse shit about climate change? Chuck, stop it. Remember when he said, I want to be your tampon. I want to be in your knickers. Remember that was the phone set. They interrupted him. I want to be in your knickers. Be careful how you say knickers. That's all I'm going to say. One slip of the tongue and you are in nowhere land. Here we go. How about this one? Tina Turner died, honey. Remember this? This was in May of last year. Tina Turner. How about this one? In June, remember Joe Biden, he fell at the Air Force Academy. Took a header. Not good. Honey, memory lane, June 7th. Does that day mean anything to you? Of course not. Remember the Canadian wildfires. Remember how orange? Naranja. How orange the skies were? It was incredible. It was incredible. Edge Dweller gifted 10 memberships. Edge, thank you, dear friend. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that immensely, sir. The kindness, the absolute kindness. I appreciate this. How about this one? June the 9th. This image contained in the indictment. The indictment? What does that mean? The indictment against Trump shows boxes of records stored in a bathroom and shower. In the lake room in Trump's Mar-a-Lago. Nobody knows what was in it. Trump is facing 37 felony charges. We don't even know what's in it. They just showed boxes. And you're just assuming it's what? Nuclear secrets? What? Caca del Toro that was. Okay? How about this one? This was the story of them all. Do you remember in June 18th, the story that the Titan submersible, June 18th, 5 people killed where the sub imploded during an expedition. I just did one of these review, just a video, and it went berserk. I thought, why? But they did. They did. Remember Ukraine? No, nobody knows. Look at this one. They showed this. This is from the New York Post. An aerial view of Bakhmut, the site of the heaviest battles with Russian troops on the Donetsk region. How about this one? Remember members of the Wagner group? Remember that? Whatever happened with that one? I don't know. Remember that dude who thought, "Hey, I'm gonna turn my, I'm gonna give Putin a piece of my mind." Okay. But by the way, so that you understand something, if I were a leader of the world, I would be the biggest despot anybody has ever seen. Anybody. I would be the worst. I would say, "Hello, I'm your president," whatever it is. If you have somebody in your neighborhood, text this number with preferably a picture. He'll be gone tomorrow. So text 225, whatever it is, and put freak and a picture and where it is roughly, and he'll be gone tomorrow. Don't ask any questions, but you won't see him anymore. Okay? Yeah. Now hear me out. All of a sudden, people in the street said, "Did you hear this guy?" Yeah. He said he's going to get freaks off the street. Oh, he's not serious. Anybody see Eddie? No, Eddie was a. You don't think they got Eddie, do you? I don't know. Eddie used to be here. Eddie used to be here and used to defecate in public and drive people crazy and scare people. Where's Eddie? He's not here. His stuff's gone too. Next day. Hey, do you hear what happened? Wild Larry. What? Yeah, he's gone? Gone. You think somebody texted him? I don't know. And then I have a press conference, and I'm the president mayor. Mr. Mayor, Mr. President, yes. Do you have any comment as to the missing dangerous street homeless people? The who? The dangerous, mentally ill, dangerous. Do I have a comment? Are they missing? I don't know who they are. What are you talking about? Sir, you said the other day if anybody has any problems to text this number and they would be gone the next day. I did. Are they gone the next day because of you? I don't know. Next question. I'm doing a Karine Jean-Pierre. I don't know. Any of you folks complaining? Nope. Anybody want to bring Wild Larry back? Nope. Anybody want to have to walk on human ejesta? Nope. That's it. Just want to let you know. And I would have sound machines go through neighborhoods, big speakers. If you have a problem with anybody in your city, text 225, whatever. And I'm saying, I take the streets back. I take the streets back. It's that simple. I take the streets back. Because here's what I want to say. I have your right to live in peace and some violent miscreants' right to use the streets as a toilet and to scare you. Now let's see. Your right to live in peace and his right to scare you. I think your right to live in peace is more important. Because there is a war. There is a war. But that was one of my little moments. That's all. Here's one for you. July 2nd. Secret Service found a small plastic bag containing booger sugar, little blow, in the White House. The drug was found in the vestibule of the West Wing, and it's plasticine, and it's perfect for fingerprints. Anything ever happen with that? No. How about this, honey? July 14th, members of SAG-AFTRA, They went on strike. Remember that one? Thank God it's over. The Writers Guild, the SAG-AFTRA. I'm a proud member, and I'm glad that's over. How about this one? July 24th. Lionel Messi shows up with those funky pink clothes in Inter Miami. Don't particularly care about it, but it was a big deal apparently. How about this one? Remember this, honey? Where were you? July 26th. Senator John Barrasso reaches out when Mitch McConnell froze and stopped talking during remember that? He went completely mannequin-like. Remember that one? Then, July 26th, Hunter Biden enters a plea hearing on 2 misdemeanor charges of willfully failing to pay income tax. Well, you know where that one went. Yes. And then, dear friend, July the 30th. What was July the 30th? Ladies and gentlemen, that's when a new installed X logo was seen at the top of the headquarters of the messaging platform X, formerly known as Twitter, in downtown San Francisco. July. One of the greatest days. One of the greatest people ever. One of my heroes. He's not perfect. Elon Musk. How about this? August 1st. Rex Heuermann. Who is that? The Gilgo Beach Killer. They got him, the Gilgo piece. Remember, honey, the duck sauce killer? What a stupid name. This was a guy in New York who ordered Chinese food or delivery, and when he came back, they didn't have any duck sauce, so he killed him. And he's called the duck sauce killer. I like Night Stalker, even BTK, Green River. Bundy didn't have a name. You don't have names for, the Boston Strangler. Remember that one? Remember Majewski, the mad bomber, the duck sauce killer? No. Here we go. How about this one? Union Square, August the 4th. Remember this one? This was a bunch of people going crazy as the police struggled to control a crowd of thousands who gathered in Manhattan to join online streamer Kai Cenat, a video game console, whatever, giveaway. And all of these demented people showed up absolutely, positively distraught. Do you know what I would do? First of all, you would hear what's that? And then you would see these mobile units. I would have water cannons, sound cannons, heat cannons. I would have people ripping off their clothes, completely not harmed, but sound. Their teeth would grind. Oh, I'd be like that. Is it pretty cool, huh? Never shot anybody, never hurt anybody. Don't even arrest them. Just, and I would say, you've got 5 minutes to get out, or else you're going to be very uncomfortable. See, that's what I want to do. I want to return law and order. Vote for me. How about this one? How about this woman who was bitten by a shark? Remember that one? No, shark attacks. People love shark attacks. Do you know why? Because it goes back to the notion of prehistoric and monsters and the like. How about this, honey? August the 8th. Very sad. Sinead O'Connor. Very disturbing indeed. Here we go. How about this? August the 8th. What was August the 8th? The Hall of this was in Lahaina. Whatever happened? Don't know. Hey, kids, whatever happened? Don't know. Ibrahim says the problem with gambling is a disorder that makes the young, non-developed minds believe that it's possible to win against the house. Societies that actively promotes it are creating a problem to have a reason to help. I agree in some respects. And the reason why is that 99.99999% of people enjoy a little gambling. They have fun. A little game of chance. A little seltzer in your pants. And they're fine. It just doesn't do anything for me. It's like I'm just like chocolate. Every now and then I'll say like, "Ooh, a chocolate, that's good," and then I'll just never touch it again. It's because not because I'm strong, but the particular dopamine levels in my brain don't work with that. Now, if you want to see me go crazy, Mrs. L, who is in one of the cruelest things she's ever done, bought me a bag of these Bob's, these puffy little peppermint things. Bob's. It was the first cellophane. They're out of, I think it's North Carolina. It's a company. It was the first cellophane candy, I think, in the world. And I can't stop eating them. I've got to like hide them. I'm demented. There's this peppermint candy. I love them. I'm so demented. I take them and I take a scissors and I cut the things and they just have them loose. Demented. You know how somebody said, "Isn't it funny how you prefer pistachio nuts in the No, I know. I want them all shelled. I want to grab a handful of them and eat in copious amounts." But let me ask you a thing. What happened with Lahaina? What is it? What happened? What happened? Lahaina. Look at the data. Forget. See, it's like I forgot. I know. What happened? Oh, did Oprah buy it? Did he? Did we get the warnings? Did we got? Oh, we looked the other way. We look the other way because you don't want to you don't want to hear somebody coming up like Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about Jewish laser lights and all that stuff, which I never really understood that one. They'll call me weird. Here we go. This is it. August the 11th. Former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried arrives in court. There he was. Yep. How about this one? Oliver Anthony. In August, a Farmville, Virginia native, is best known for his "Rich Men North of Richmond," a song which went viral, a country sensation. I think I missed that one. I do not know that. Then we have a picture, August 20th. Migrants run through wide open monsoon gates at the border wall near Lukeville, Arizona. Just the end of civilization and law and order as we know it. How about this fateful day, August the 24th? The image released by Fulton County Sheriff's Office of President Donald Trump's now famous mugshot, which just absolutely elevated him to a level of lionization and deification and apotheosis, the likes of which none of us ever even imagined possible. Do you hear that, dear friends? Do you hear that? Well, listen very carefully. Now, let me ask you something to stop right now for one second. Let me remind you, as you know, this is the most important thing in the world. The most important thing in the world. I want to tell you right now. Our dear friends at Mike Lindell. I'm telling you right now. I tell you something. MyPillow.com promo code Lionel. MyPillow.com promo code Lionel. MyPillow.com promo code Lionel. MyPillow.com promo code Lionel. Or MyPillow.com / by the way, what's a slash? It's a solidus or a virgule. Anyway, that's it right there. Look at what he's got. Deals aplenty. This is a Christmas special still going on. Save 40% plus $100 off MyPillow mattresses. Use a promo code. As low as $99.95. MyPillow toppers. Use promo code Lionel. As low as $24.98. The best sheets ever. Use promo code Lionel. That simple. Slippers, $59.98. Originally $146. Sale price $89.98. Now $59.98. Use promo code Lionel. 6-piece towel set, 6 pieces, $29.98. It goes on and on and on. The great, the inimitable. Look at these accent pillows. Body pillow with pillowcase. Use promo code Lionel. MyPillow pet blankets. They love that. Use promo code Lionel. Save 50%. MyPillow.com promo code Lionel. MyPillow.com promo code Lionel. All right? Love that man. How about this one, my friends? August the 23rd in Milwaukee. With the exception of former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, Republican candidates Mike Pence, Ron DeSantis, Vivek Ramaswamy, Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, I got a girlfriend. Yeah, Tim. No, really. Okay, Tim. No, okay, all right. I know you're not gay. Okay, I got it. Fell off the face of the earth. How about North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum? Remember that? Who? They raised their hands to say they would support Donald Trump as the party's presidential nominee during the presidential debate hosted. And all of their hands up except Asa Hutchinson, even Mike Pence. Chris Christie said no. There is not one. There is not one. There is not one. Did I say that? Yes, there is not one Republican candidate next to Donald Trump who was worth even looking at. Do you understand that? Yes, I think so. I think that is true. Okay. Honey, whatever happened to Justin Bieber? Remember, he was with that. He's with that Haley Bieber. He was. Isn't that what's his name's one of the Baldwin's daughter? Is that no? Yeah, right. Mm-mm. Yeah, Steven. Steven used to be a buddy of mine, but well, I don't know where he is now. How about this one? Remember the Steinhatchee River? You don't remember that. That was a hurricane. The Blue Moon. Okay, that was it. Let me go through this. Kylie Jenner, not interested. Not even interested. How about this? And this is the most important. This is the most important issue. Remember this one? This was in September. Panama Bay. The Panama Canal Authority restricted the number of vessels that passed through the Panama Canal locks as a drought caused water levels. The moment that ever happens, dear friends, the moment that ever happens, and you see, and what we've, as Pepe Escobar talked about, and I talked about in the cradle and reviewed how Yemen and it changes everything drastically. That is all I'm going to say. September 21st, Zelensky showed up. That con, that absolute monumental con, that looter, that deceptive prevaricator of the truth in the joke that is the war in Ukraine. Here's one for you. Mexico City, September the 12th. Remains of an allegedly non-human being is seen on display during a briefing of UFOs at the San Lorenzo Legislative. Did you see this thing with the head and the helmet? They don't want you to know the truth about UFOs. That's why people like Tucker Carlson make it sound like a joke. They make it sound like a joke. Let me ask you something. Quick show of hands. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have, are there life? Oh, look at this. Hang on. Ibrahim says, if I may ask, how many members do you have today and how many was at the start of 2023? You know what? I can check. 2023, I think we had the start was none because it was a I don't think it was done. And let me see. Let's see here. Let's see, dear friend. You have to know how to work these things. You have to know how to work. Okay, here we go on this. Let me see. Oh, memberships. How many do we have? We have a total of 50. Is that amazing? A total of 50. And I can tell you right now, on November the 20th, the first one was November the 14th, we had one. November the 14th, we had one. And now we have, as we speak, 50, thanks to you. So that is that answer. And I thank you again, kind and good sir. Look at this one, September the 24th. A picture of a mother from Honduras crawls through razor wire with her 3 children after crossing the Rio Grande from Mexico. The most horrible. This is a story that affects Mrs. L the most out of every story. This enrages her the most. I'm going to bring up another story. You're not going to believe this one, but it's absolutely true. September, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce in a contrived, make-believe, forced, orchestrated, manufactured NDA relationship that the world and America bought into, and it will be taught in business classes and propaganda units all over the world. Do you understand that? You understood that? It's absolutely the truth. Okay? All right. Let me see something. What else we have here? Here we go. Kevin McCarthy, this is October the 3rd, leaves the House floor after being ousted. What difference does it make? Don't even know what to tell you. Don't even know what to tell you. And of course, this date, this number, this October the 7th, the date that changed the world. I promise you, I'm telling you, there is nothing like that. The pictures are absolutely horrific. Now, here we go. This was important, October the 22nd. Javier Milei. This is the new Argentinian president. My friends, my dear, dear, dear brothers and sisters in truth, do you believe? Hang on a minute. Do you believe, dear friends? Do you believe? Thank you so much. Oh, look at this. There's Edge. Gifted 10. Thank you, Edge. God bless you for that. You're a good man. You're a good man, Edge. I'm not just saying that. I'm saying because it's true. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe, does anybody here buy this Malay guy? I don't. I mean, it sounds good, sort of, kind of like Trump-esque. Do you believe this? Do you ultimately are you buying this? Do you buy this? Do you buy this? The jury's still out as far as I'm concerned. I love the fact that somebody even comes along and tries something completely different. He wants to pull out of bricks. I don't know about that one, but we'll see. I'll give him a chance. But watch very carefully because he was apparently a part of the World Economic Forum group. He's part of that Klaus Schwab group, so that always scares me to no end. Silver Fox says, excuse the ignorance. What membership are you referring to? I'm a subscriber to Lionel Nation and a member of Lionel Media. What am I missing? You can take care. Do you see these little membership logos? By virtue of all of it, I believe you are a member of that one as well. I refer you to such. Let me see this. Malay, be very, very careful. Another one of these shooters. I don't even want to talk about shooters. Oh, here we go. October the 28th. What was that day? October the 28th. Matthew Perry, found dead in LA. Found dead. Remember that one? Matthew Perry. Tragic. Sad. A waste. There are people dying on the streets every day of fentanyl. There are people who are involving themselves here in our country, our world, our province, our friend. And he stood before everybody. He got into a debate with Chris Hitchens' brother. Peter Hitchens, whatever. And he said, you don't understand something. I'm an addict. And he wore this, I'm an addict. And you people are so stupid. You don't understand that I'm an addict. Okay, fine. I thought he did the cause a disservice. Because there are people who are fighting desperately, going to meetings, going to basements of churches and drinking bad coffee and showing up and desperately trying. He acts like he invented it. It's sad. He died. It was a tragedy. but the drug addiction problem is here, and nobody seems to be talking about in terms of either fentanyl and others, and opioids, which we used to talk about, but not about now. How about this one? October the 31st, anti-war protesters showing bloody hands behind Anthony Blinken during a Senate appropriations hearing regarding Biden's $106 billion national security supplemental to support Israel and Ukraine. Everything changed. Everything changed. Everything changed. Honey, here's a day that changed our lives. I remember you were particularly saddened by this. November the 11th. Megan Rapinoe apparently wraps it up from women's soccer. The pink-haired pain in the ass walks away, and frankly, no one even cared. November the 15th, Joe Biden gives a thumbs up as he walks with Xi Jinping at Fioli Estate on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit, APEC, APEC, not APAC. And there's Xi Jinping is thinking, what the hell is going on here? How about this date, honey? November the 17th in New York City. Susan Sarandon ends officially her career by standing up and saying, now, what is it now? Jews know, or now something stupid, because she's Susan Sarandon. You don't understand. She's Susan Sarandon. She can say whatever she wants. She's Susan Sarandon. Thank you, George Keane. A beautiful, beautiful man. Thank you for that. By the way, be honest. You didn't know all this occurred, did you? During the year. You didn't. You need me to tell you. You need me. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here, to let you know. Okay, here we go. SpaceX, look at this. The second test flight. I'm telling you, this man, Elon Musk, changed everything. Oh, let me see this. I don't care about this other story. Certain stories I just don't care about. A lot of them, Shakira, I don't particularly care about. How about this one, folks? November the 22nd, 2023. November the 22nd, auspicious, propitious, interesting. A white Bentley is seen in midair hurtling towards the U.S.-Canada checkpoint at the Rainbow Bridge border crossing. I ask you this question, my dear friends. Do you believe any of that? Do you believe any of it? Do you? Do you? Do you have any questions as to what was that about? Do you think you got the full story about this? All of a sudden, this Bentley's flying midair. Remember, who was it? Michael? Was it Hastings? Whatever. Remember how they can turn a car on and accelerate? Remember that one? Do you remember that? I remember that. I remember that. I think you remember that. I think we all remember that. Huh? Think about that. Let's go on. We're getting towards the end of the year. Dolly Parton on November the 23rd performs during halftime. She's what, 98 years old? How old is she, Dolly Parton? 77. There she is. We're trying to watch that. She's had an open relationship with her husband. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to be watching this one. Oh, then there's Jimmy Carter. Poor Jimmy. When Rosalind died, his mouth was in that rictus, that frozen grimace. Bless his heart. November the 28th, there were some Israeli hostages. How about this one? This was the best one ever, ladies and gentlemen. This gave me hope that maybe there is some rational sanity, which is a bit redundant. This was November the 29th. Elon Musk speaks during a New York City annual deal book, and he basically says, if somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go F yourself. Go F yourself. Is that clear? I love that. And who was he talking about? I think it was Bob Iger, wasn't it? Then, ladies and gentlemen, never forget this. December the 1st, 2023, George Santos leaves the Capitol after being expelled. I was at a group one time of Republicans in New York, and we were at an event, and he shows up and they start clapping. I say, excuse me, this is George Santos, because he's a star. No, he's not. He's a reprobate. He's a degenerate. What are you talking about? And then There's another place in New York that fancies it. I'm not going to mention it, but fancies itself as kind of like a Republican, watering hole and whatever. They love this guy. This is why the Republicans are gone. Okay, gone, absolutely gone. Let me see this. I don't like to talk about particular groups of people. Oh, here's a big one. December the 8th. This was bigger than anything else. Shane McGowan's funeral in Ireland. There's a picture of Johnny Depp carrying the wicker basket of Pogue's singer. Remember the wicker basket? That's what we saw at that one funeral. They have these wicker baskets. Another sad day. This was December the 15th. Rudy Giuliani gets hit with $148 million. Million. What? He never applied for being pension? That is dimension. Demented in some respects. Here we go. Sandra Day O'Connor, her passing. She was an incredible, I think, addition to the history of our world. How about this one? Another one too is volcanoes, and I believe that is about relatively it. So wasn't that fun? Wasn't that a great time? I've been talking to you for an hour and 6 minutes. An hour and 6 minutes. Nancy Rose says, incorporating flaxseed into my daily regimen, deciding on whole or ground. Nancy, good for you. Buy the seeds, first of all, whole. They look exactly like bed bugs, by the way. Little tiny bed bugs. Little Lysex over lectularius, these hematophagic bugs. Anyway, I have one of these little those grinders, whatever those famous ones. Just take a bunch of them, mill them up, grind them up, keep them in a little container. They're good for about a week or so. But try to grind your own. Just grind your own. Don't buy them ahead of time. Don't buy the oil. If you like chia, go ahead. Hemp, go ahead. Flax are the best. Every day of my life, I have 2 heaping teaspoons in my oatmeal, and it's kind of a nutty thing. It's one of the greatest things you can possibly do. if you do nothing else, nothing, you should do that. Every day of your life. Every single day. Make sure also, dear friends, please, when you get your numbers in your blood, check your vitamin D levels. I don't care where you live. I don't care if you're in Florida. Doesn't matter. Just check, because vitamin D, as you know, it's not even a vitamin, it's a hormone. This year, I want you to think about. I don't want to do it. If I'm going to be doing more about this. If you ever want to go plant based, I'll talk to you about that. I'm not proselytizing. You do whatever you want. It's a free country, and that's it. So let me just say to my dear friends, my dear friends, and I mean this, George Keane says, very good, I missed it. George Keane says, after Trump 2024, let's install Elon Musk as king and Taylor Swift as queen. JK, but who knows? JK? I don't know who JK is. But anyway, thank you. Thank you. Please, you must show your approbation by, we must have 300 plus likes. You must click that like button. It is critical. I don't want to beg. It sounds so unnecessary, so unseemly. Now tonight, good news, my friends. Tonight at 7 p.m., Mrs. L, for her return visit, our New Year's Eve special. You heard me. Our New Year's Eve special. It's going to be kind of a look back on a variety of things. We love being with you. That is tonight. We love sharing our days with you. Let me also give you this much. Please, immediately right now, go and follow Mrs. L right there. This is her important. This is her what am I trying to say? Her YouTube sign up. Please do this. YouTube It's critical that you do this. She's putting out some of the best work anybody has ever even seen, ever even thought possible. So let me just say this again. Raul Rodriguez, oh, bless his heart. Happy New Year to you, my friend. You've been good. This is George Keane, by the way. I don't know who JK is, but thank you. JK Rowling, perhaps. Ibrahim, George Keane, Silver Fox, Edge Dweller. Thank you, thank you, thank you, dear, 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 great and glorious and immane friends. Thank you for this. Also, please, is your Hesher video up, honey? Mrs. L did a great video with a fellow, a most talented, colleague, a friend. He goes by the name Hesher, but his name is Brian McLean. He's on the TNT network, and he is superb. Please watch that because she has a variety, some of the most a veritable potpourri, a mélange, a pastiche, a myriad, a mosaic of individuals from all over the place. So anyway, I am beginning today to create today's food. Oh, I've got so much stuff you can't believe. It's going to be a veritable a feast of wonderful items and topics for you and yours, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Thank you so much for not only being with us and being a part of our. Thank you not only for being a part of our family, but for our group. We have a very, very simple idea here. The truth. And if the truth works, let it work. If it's Republican truth, Democratic truth, I don't know. It's the truth. And the only thing, with all due respect, remember what I've said for you. My belief is very simple. Number one is the Constitution, which I hold up proudly. I love this. This is the rule book. This is the blueprint of our republic. And I care about America. And if you're from France or if you're from Sweden, I expect you to care about France and Sweden more than you do Cleveland or Kansas City. It's that simple. So thank you, dear friends. Thank you. Have a wonderful, a great, and a glorious day. Please do not drink and drive today. You might hit a bump, spill your drink. Not good. Be very careful. Also, if you can, stay off the roads. It's amateur night. Seriously. A lot of people who can't drink ruin it for those who can. And we will see you tonight, this eve, at 7 p.m. with Mrs. L as our special guest. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. See you tonight. And don't forget this. Don't forget this. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you this much. More private stuff coming. I just did some pretty rough and tumble stuff on the private channel. Just want to let you know. Because I don't have to worry about. You never know what somebody's going to. There's so many rules technically that we can't talk about. And not just YouTube, but just in general. I don't know what the rules are anymore. I don't know. I hope that has been lifted, but I don't know. I don't feel comfortable yet after having been what I've been through. In any event, see you tonight at 7. Thanks so much, my friends. And don't forget this. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Happy New Year. See you at 7 p.m. Ta-ta.